Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing tonight? Episode number 384, Drinking Till You podcast, the only podcast that lasts until the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell was your week? Hope everybody's okay. I hope you're safe out there. I am drinking a low-carb beer. Working on my second one. I actually meant to have both of them on the episode. I guess I was just thirsty. I really downed that first one. But this is a Corona Premium, Premier, which is their low-carb beer. And I'll tell you the reason I'm obsessed with carbs all of a sudden is because I've totally done a 180 on my diet. Whereas before I was doing the plant-based vegan thing, I was eating all the carbs all the time. I just wasn't feeling it anymore. It's like I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, like nothing's happening. So I switched over. I'm doing the complete opposite. Low carbs, moderate protein, and high fats. The keto diet, if you will. Or what else do they call it? They call it the Atkins diet, if you will. The carnivore diet, if you will. Literally doing the opposite. And I'm already a sleepy ass dude already. Like, you give me 5 minutes in like a comfortable space, I'll close my eyes and I'll take a nap. And it was like when I was eating the other way, the vegan way, the plant-based way, it's like every meal to me was like Thanksgiving dinner, in the way that it's like, that nap you have to take after Thanksgiving dinner. I felt that way after every time I was eating. It was like my blood sugar was just up and then down and then up and then down. And it's just like, you can't. Now I know. And now I'm feeling the effects of what it's like to be like a normal human. I eat a meal now, moderate protein, high fats, low carbs. I eat a meal now and I'm like, I don't need a nap all of a sudden. Like, my energy is sustained for the next few hours. Then I eat again and I'm like, I don't need a nap again. Like, this is what it feels like to be normal. So I am digging it. I really wanted to go to the liquor store Saturday, to have a cocktail on this episode. If you're doing the low carb thing like I am now, and you want to drink, liquor is the way to go, dude. Like, it's got low carbs. It's going to get you where you want to be faster. As always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. But yeah, liquor is the way to go. And on Sundays, which today is Sunday, in Texas, I don't know if it's like this in any other states, but you can't buy liquor on Sunday. You can't buy a used gun at a pawn shop, and you can't buy liquor. And I almost feel like those two things are for a reason. You can't get blind drunk, and you can't get a firearm from a pawn store on Sunday. The other 6 days of the week, those things are acceptable, but just not on Sunday. Not on the Lord's Day. That's kind of weird. I don't know why they ever did that. Just 7 days a week, you should be able to buy liquor. But you can't. That's the rules. Rules is rules. And I'm dealing with that now by drinking a low-carb beer. So with all that said, if you got something to drink, if you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Let's go ahead and have our first drink of the episode. Cheers, everybody. And of course, I'm going to talk sports. I got a little bit to talk about there. I'm going to talk about some gym pet peeves here. I got two of them. The first pet peeve, I think I've said this before on one of these episodes. It is when I go to the gym, don't talk to me. Don't try to talk to me until, if my workout's over, your workout's over, you want to hang out in the lobby and shoot the shit, no problem. That's not an issue. But while I'm like focused or trying to focus, like, you don't understand how hard it is for me to like make myself go to the gym. And then if I have somebody talking to me while I'm working out, it's like going to distract me that much more. Like, I need to stay focused on what I'm doing. So I do it to the fullest. and then let the good times roll. It's the same when I go to a bar. It's like I want to go to a hole-in-the-wall bar to be left alone. I want to sit there with my cocktail. I want to watch the game that's on, and that's it. Don't want to talk to anybody. I want to be there by myself. It's literally the same thing, a time and a place. There's been plenty of times where I've invited friends out to the bar, and we're going to have a big group fun time, you know what I mean? Like, that's different. But the times I just want to be left alone, that's probably the majority of the time. Just, I want to go there, do my shit, get out, go home. That's it. I want to sit on the bike. I want to put in my little headphones. I want to put on my little Britney Spears, and I just want to get through my workout. You trying to talk to me or like crack a joke is just distracting. Speaking of Britney Spears, what the hell happened to Britney Spears? She's just gone off the wrist. She does not look well. There's like a video where she's like turned on her camera and she's like dancing around, but like also staring at the camera. It's just odd. It's like she thinks she's performing for millions and she's just like in her living. Dude, it's really sad to see, honestly. There's the other video. She's waving fucking knives around. She got a knife in each hand and she's still doing the same thing. She's like staring into the camera and dancing to some music in the background with knives in her hand, like she's auditioning for Kill Bill or something. It's just really sad to see. And all I can think is like, that's drugs. That's just straight up drugs. And it might not have all completely been her choice. You know what I mean? Like, I could totally see a scenario to where like she had to go on stage. She's a human just like everybody else. She had to go on stage. She had to go out and perform, and like, I don't know, her fucking cat died or something. And they just keep like giving her pills to like help her cope so she can keep the machine moving. Like, when you're that level of fame, it's not just about you making money anymore. You've got a whole team. You've got management to pay for. You've got sound engineers to pay for. You've got lighting engineers to pay for. You've got musicians that are playing your music on stage to pay for. You've got backup dancers to pay for. Your life is no longer your own. You know what I mean? So any little hiccup, like I can't go on stage tonight. I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling really sad. Any problem like that, they probably just patch up with drugs. And you see what's happened over the years. It's just made her absolutely fucking nuts. Which is really sad. I would have to say the equivalent is like a football player being like in the Super Bowl, but you tore your ACL. That team's going to take them to the locker room and shoot their knee up with whatever they need to get through the game. It's like the perfect metaphor. Even though the player is going to cause huge like detriment to their knee playing this single game, as long as they can't feel it and they can get through the game and possibly win the championship, that's what matters. You know what I mean? It's not the player's health. It's not the player's safety. It's just about getting them through the game because we need you. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Britney Spears. Here, just take this pill. You'll feel better because we need you out there tonight. We need you. Not just me, but the whole team you've employed now. Oh, dude, it's got to be horrible. Being that big of a celebrity, you better believe if this podcast ever gets to that point, millions of listeners and like people are coming up to me in the fucking grocery store, dude, I will end this shit so fucking fast it'll make your head spin, because I don't want to live that life. I don't want to be known like that. I just do this for fun. That's it. Like the channel I just started watching, I'm probably about 2 months deep, and it's one of my favorite channels, just like immediately. It's called The Outdoor Boys. I just started watching it, and this dude last week announced he's ending the channel. He's literally said that. It's getting too big. He's got millions of subscribers. People are now like coming up to him. I bet there's drones flying over his house trying to catch a glimpse, you know, all the shit like that. And he's just like, nope, my family can't live a normal life anymore, so I'm done with the channel. And good for him. That's how you do it. That's how you handle that. If it gets to a point that makes you uncomfortable, bow out, man. Bow the fuck out. Unfortunately, I don't think Brittany had that same option. She couldn't just bow out. They just drugged her up to get her through and get through the performances. And now look at her. Years later, they've made their money. Are they caring about her? Are they worried about her? No. They're going to let her play with their little knives in her living room and laugh at her. That's the sad part. It's awful. But yeah, man, I always get in on a channel and it's like a couple of weeks or months later, it's like the channel ends all of a sudden. It's like, what the hell, dude? I just started getting into this. Luckily with that guy, the Outdoor Boys guy, dude, he's got so many videos that I haven't seen that I have years to catch up on. You know what I mean? So it's all good there. It just sucks. I wanted to see the latest, greatest, the newest videos. I don't even remember. What the hell did I start talking about Britney Spears for? Oh, yeah, my pet peeves. On a smaller scale, on a non-Britney Spears scale, I also just want to be left alone. A time and place for talking and goofing off and having fun, but not while I'm trying to work out, please. And it's not anybody I ever know. I never go to the gym with anyone I know. It's always strangers who want to try to be funny or make a, funny joke or like, hey, look at that chick's ass. It's like, dude, I don't need that right now. Come on. Leave me alone. The other pet peeve, oh my God, this drove me fucking nuts. I'm standing there waiting on a machine. And these 4 friends who are goofing off, like I said, time and place, they're goofing off in the middle of their workout. They're on their cell phones. They're all surrounding the one machine that I need to use, which is like the chest press machine. This is my last machine I need to use in my workout to like complete my day so I can get the fuck out of there and be done with the gym. This is the last machine I need. And there's 4 dudes on it, like essentially like gang banging it, for a lack of a better term. And it was like I had to watch 16, let's see, 1 set, 2, 3, 4. They all did, out of 4 guys surrounding this chest press machine, they all did 4 sets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good God. They all did 4 sets. And I'm just like standing there like watching the TV in the gym, waiting for them to be finished. And they're just hogging this machine, like, and they're not even the workouts they're doing. Like, look, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. In all fairness, I am no bodybuilder. I am no one to be telling someone else how they should be doing their workouts. But with these 4 particular guys, they weren't doing shit that day. These were 4 of the most mediocre, half-assed sets you've ever seen in your life. Like, they're barely getting the weight up. And they're like, yeah, it felt good. It felt good. And then they get up and then the next buddy gets on and they're all laughing and playing on their phones. And then he does his mediocre sets. And then the next guy gets on and does his mediocre sets. And then the next guy gets on, does his mediocre sets. I'm like, dude, you guys aren't even really working out. You're really just being social more than anything. And it just drove me fucking nuts. I stood there for 20 minutes waiting for them to finish their half-ass sets so I could use the machine to be done for the day. It's my last thing to do. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, y'all better keep... First off, that should be like a gym no-no. And I'm pretty sure it is. You're not supposed to hog a machine amongst 4 people and like taking your sweet time. One of the guys would just sit on there when it was his turn to do the set. He would just sit there for like 30 seconds not doing the workout, like preparing himself for the half-assed workout he was about to do. It was just so silly. But first off, yeah, that should be banned from all gyms. And I think if it's not banned from all gyms, if you're going to allow people to gang up on one machine and use it for 30 minutes without anybody else being able to use it, maybe I should have just gone up to him and be like, hey, let me jump in for a set. I don't know. But if you're going to do that, the only stipulation should be you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to have you and your 4 friends on the machine. But when you go to the locker room and you take a shower, you all have to use one shower as well. You all, hey, bro, get my back. I can't soap my back. Can you get my back for? You better damn well be conserving some water when you go when you go take a shower at the gym. If you want to surround a machine, you better surround a shower. All be in there together, you fucking weirdos. It was horrible. And like I said, I feel bad for saying that because I'm not one to judge people on like the workout they're doing or, they're not doing it right. He's not lifting it all the way. I'm not one to be like that. But in this particular case, these dudes weren't trying. It was ridiculous and more infuriating that they're sitting there like laughing the whole time. They're having a good time, wasting time when I have something I need to do. So yeah, there's my other pet peeve. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me when I'm at the gym. And also, could you just one person at a time on a machine? 4 at a, it's ridiculous. And like I said, we can do 4 on a machine, but there's other things you got to do in order to make that work. You know what I mean? So all putting on each other's socks in the dressing room. You should be forced to do that if you're going to hog a machine. But yeah, there's a little bit of gym pet peeves. There's a little bit of my new diet I'm doing. I'm loving it so far. I really do. It's going well. I plan on sticking to this. Even though I said that about the plant-based thing, I was like, I could stick to this forever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to eat this way. I like it. Already lost a couple of pounds there. I know they say that's water weight, but I'm here for it. I love it. I do feel better through the day. So let's go ahead and have another drink. Cheers, everybody. All right. How long was that, me bitching about people at the gym? I was almost 20 minutes worth. Good Lord. / Britney Spears talk. Poor Britney Spears. And Amanda Bynes. Good Lord. There's just no telling what happened to those people. It's so sad. Moving on to the sports portion of the podcast. Stanley Cup Final. Game 1. Wednesday night. Tune into that. All right, that's it. That's all of the sports talk. Thank you, guys. I will talk to you next week. I'm just kidding. My damn Dallas Stars get bounced out of the playoffs by the Edmonton Oilers for the 2nd season in a row. I was telling my friend, I even said this on the podcast. I was like, dude, Dallas Stars, man, they're not the same team as last year. The Oilers, they better watch out, man. Dallas Stars are not the same team. And I was absolutely right. I was just right in the way I didn't plan to be right. We're not the same team as last year. We're worse. We lost it in 5 games this season. Versus last season, we at least put up a 6-game fight. And I think that 6th game went to a double overtime or something like that before they beat us. You might be surprised to hear this, especially if you've been listening to this podcast for a while. I'm actually excited. I'm glad the Stars season is over. Did I want them to win the cup? Excuse me. Of course I did. Of course I did. But now that the season is over, I'm actually really excited. I'm excited for the changes that are coming. Jim Nill, he's a wily one, dude. I think I understand what he's been doing the past few acquisitions of players. I mean, he's essentially like moving us away from the Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin era. I mean, what happens if we build a team around Johnston and Rantanen and Granlund, hopefully, if he comes back, and Robertson? You know what? That's our new team. I'm excited for the younger guys. I'm excited for this new building phase. You know, much respect for Jamie Benn for hanging in there with us. The time is up. The time is over. That was his run. That was it. If he didn't win it this year, I mean, he's an unrestricted free agent. There's some talks about him coming back, which I don't necessarily want, to be honest, even if it's minimal money. I mean, we could just get a better player, dude, to play on our fourth line. But yeah, I'm excited. If we lost Ben and Seguin and Duchesne, I was heavily disappointed in Duchesne's playoff. Maybe not in the whole playoff run, but at least in that last Western Conference Final, wildly disappointed in what I thought he was going to bring to the table. But like I said, the bright side is we get to replace these guys. We get to improve our team, dude, with Mikko moving forward. I mean, I would say we're going to win the Cup in the next couple of years. I mean, it's just, we've got a good base to go with, even with potentially losing all of our original guys, you know, the guys who have been here for so long. Tyler Seguin was a Jim Nill acquisition, by the way, which at the time, I was fucking excited. In the first couple of years, I was absolutely excited. I just don't, I don't think he's a fit for this team anymore. That's just me. Not saying he's a shit player. I just don't think he's a good fit for this team. I think we can move forward, save a lot of money, and be better. And with that said, congratulations to the Edmonton Oilers. You guys deserve it. It's going to be a good Stanley Cup Final, and I'll go ahead and give you my pick. I'm going with the Oilers, dude. I don't think there's any way the Panthers take the championship from the Oilers 2 seasons in a row. And from what I saw, the Oilers from last season actually even improved. They're going to be better going into the Stanley Cup Final. Dude, I think it's all Edmonton. I'm not saying it's going to be a 4-game series by any means. I know there's a lot of pride over in Florida. There's a lot of pride on that Panthers team. But, they're not going to wipe the floor with them. But I'd say if it goes to that Game 7 again, give me Edmonton. I think they're going to pull it off, dude. I think they have a lot of firepower. And the issue with moving forward with my Dallas Stars is Edmonton is still, for the next few years, going to have that firepower. I'm not sure what to do with Ottinger for the Stars. I like Ottinger. He can be inconsistent. I will say that. He has pissed me off. But there were other games, too, where he would give up a goal. But, dude, the rest of that game, he was just lights out. If we can get him some defense, we're building off of Heiskanen. We have Heiskanen. I don't know if CC is going to be back. I don't know if Bischel's going to be back. I don't know. I don't know who all's going to be back. But now we're in the position to do something really good with our team. Improve. But yeah, Stanley Cup Final, not to take anything away from Florida. I do like the Panthers as well. But yeah, give me the Oilers. This season, dude, they looked mean. Like I said, they beat us in 5 games versus 6 last season. Like they've definitely improved. And that game that we won if they don't slip up in game one, they would have swept us. Like, they just seem like a dominant team. They're so fast. They're so skilled. Oh, yeah, and you got to deal with Connor McDavid. It's crazy, dude. So I know this probably won't make a lot of my Stars listeners happy, but go Oilers, man. I'm rooting for you. Let's have another drink. Cheers. All right, moving on to the MLB a little bit, at least from my Texas Rangers perspective. We're hanging in there. We're not the greatest. We're like third place in our division. But it seems like if our bats can come around, man, we can turn the season around. Our pitching is just doing really pretty good. You know, I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm not saying we haven't blown some games. But, yeah, if we can just get the bats to come around, that's the opposite of everything I've ever known from the Texas Rangers. Growing up in the 90s and stuff, it's like we could always hit home runs. We could always score some runs. It was just the pitching that was always an issue. And now it's like we have good pitching. We can't score any damn runs. But hopefully, yeah, like I said, that's turning around. We just need, you know, I love what Bochy's doing. He's changing up the lineup. He's putting guys who would normally hit third or fourth, he's putting them down in eighth spot. I like that. It's really like that next man up mentality. You know what I mean? Which we need. You know, we have the Stars and the Rangers are very similar in the way that we have talent in our minor leagues that we're still developing, that we might not want to bring up too soon, but there's some players to be excited about coming up, you know, assuming they don't get traded for better existing players. But yeah, either way, I mean, that's going to help you either way. If you trade a good prospect for a solid player that's playing well right now, you get that solid player now. You don't have to develop anymore. You know, it kind of works out. So I hope the Rangers can turn the bats around. If we can do that, man, we'll start winning some games. We'll be above 500. We'll possibly be fighting for the division. I don't know. Seattle isn't exactly running away with it yet. If you give it a few more months of us playing bad, then they will be. But, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Go Detroit Tigers, dude. I think they're first place in the MLB. When's the last time I was able to say that, if ever? I don't think I've ever been able to say that. I think it's between them and the Phillies, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, I'm totally excited for some Detroit Tigers baseball. That would be cool. They've been playing well the past few seasons. It'd be nice to see them break through a little bit. Basketball, and I call them now, but my Oklahoma City Thunder, they're moved on. They're going to the finals. Now it's between the Knicks and the Pacers. That series seems to be just back and forth, back and forth. I guess I would probably go for the Pacers to win. It seems like Rick Carlisle has got some kind of coaching magic going on, some psychological game strategies, you know what I mean? So good for him. But yeah, whoever wins that series is going to be facing OKC, and they seem freaking strong. What did they beat the Timberwolves, like 4-1? I mean, that's kind of like Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars, you know what I mean? Like parallels right there. So yeah, I would love for the Oklahoma City Thunder to win it all for their first time. That would be great. And that is my new team after this Dallas Mavericks trading of Luka. And I've told my friends this. I'm not a Dallas Mavericks fan until Nico's gone. I won't be a fan. I don't care who you get. I don't care. You traded Luka, and they said after the fact, after they traded him, they're like, we didn't know he was that loved, or we didn't know it was going to have that kind of impact on the city. It's like, what, people fucking hating you now and not following the team and not buying merch? You didn't know that was going to happen? Trading your star player? Okay, I guess. you're either stupid or you're lying, and I don't think you're stupid. So, anyways, so yeah, OKC is my new team, even though I haven't been following them closely. Basketball is probably my least followed sport. I do scoreboard watch and everything, but, you know, I'm definitely watching hockey or baseball before any basketball. Now, for the finals, I'll tune into some games, more games than I normally would. But yeah, let's go OKC. Whoever they end up facing, that would be cool for them to break through, win their first championship. And the cool thing about OKC is their stadium. I mean, maybe like a 2-hour drive, an hour and 40-minute drive from Dallas. It's like, I got to get up there and see a game. Like, I'm not going to be able to go this playoffs, but just during the regular season next season, I would love to. I'd be decked out in OKC gear. Give me a hat, give me a jersey. I'm good. I'm happy. I love that color scheme anyway, the orange with the blue. But yeah, there's some sports. Dallas Stars are done, but I'm excited about the future. Rangers, we can turn it around. Oklahoma City Thunder on the verge of winning the championship. They're at least in the big dance to win the championship. Let me say it that way. But yeah, that's going to do it for me for this week. Thank you all for listening. Let's go ahead and have our last drink. As always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a DoorDash. Treat yourself to a Waymo if it's in your area. Uber Eats, I think they'll bring you booze. I'm pretty sure. Just don't drink and drive. It's not worth it. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. All right. That's it for me, everybody. I love you all. I will talk to you next freaking week over there. Be safe out there. Love you. I accidentally hit the button too soon. Love you all. Bye.